Oh, let me get my microphone over here. Come over here. Get over here. There we go. Turn my screen on. Hello, everybody. We are live. Let me know if you can't hear me. This is called the way you wear a headphone if you got a wife. See, you got one is on and one is off like that. So that way you can hear her when she wants to talk to you. And I'm not noise canceling everything. But that's the way I typically wear my headphones. So I hope everybody's having a good night tonight. We're going to talk about something interesting tonight. We're going to go right here. So I got a YouTube. Hey, Jennifer. I got a a Google page up right now. We're going to go over bed bug bites. So I want to talk about bug bites. And the reason I want to talk about bug bites and the reason I want to try to go over that tonight real quick is because it's that time of year where people are, they're getting mosquito bites, they're getting flea bites, they're getting bee stings, they're getting all kinds of things are biting them now. And in fact, I mean, a lot of times bed bug bites are actually misidentified. People get bug bites and they immediately think that they've got bed bugs. If you get bit by something and maybe a bite comes up a day or two later and you have a weird reaction and you're like, I don't remember that bite. And maybe you get a bite tomorrow. Maybe you get another bite the next day and you think that you've got bed bugs in your house. And bed bug bites are actually misdiagnosed all the time. People misdiagnose them almost daily. Doctors do it. Pest control technicians do it. People do it. And so I wanted to go over that. And one, I want to say, if your doctor, your dermatologist, your exterminator, your friend, your family member, whoever, if they're trying to diagnose a bug bite the bug that bit you, and you don't actually have a bug, they aren't telling you the truth. You cannot, and I'm talking about doctors, I'm talking about dermatologists, I'm talking about professionals, exterminators that see bites every day. I'm telling you, they don't know what they're talking about. Your doctor cannot tell you, that's a bed bug bite. Your doctor can't tell you, that's a flea bite, or that's they cannot diagnose a bug bite at all, ever. It's not possible without an actual bug. And the reason that is because every person has a different reaction from bug bites. Not everyone has the same reaction. And I know that, doctors like to pretend they know everything, but when it comes to bug bites, they don't. I get pictures of bites every day almost. People send me bites. They say, do these look like bed bug bites? And I have to tell them, I said, you cannot properly diagnose a bug bite because everyone reacts different to a bug bite. I have actually known of people that have had bed bugs that didn't have bites at all. And so you cannot assume that because you have bug bites that are similar to what a bed bug typically does, that you actually have bed bug bites. I had a picture, and if I can find it, I am going to try my best to find it before the night is over. And if I find it, I'm going to show it to you. But I took a picture of my leg about maybe 3 years ago. I went on a flea job. It was a flea-infested house. I mean, there were hundreds of fleas in this house. And the fleas were biting me. It was absolutely miserable. I got probably 60, 70 flea bites on me. Ended up infesting my vehicle with fleas. Luckily, I didn't bring them in my house. And I thought, when you wear socks, all right, so I wear socks, and right around the rim of the elastic, where it hugs the side of your calf, fleas like to get right there, and they like to bite in a line all the way around that little rim of your sock. And so I thought, you know what? Let me test a theory I have. And so I took a picture of about 3 or 4 little bug bites right in a row, right around the rim of my sock. Of course, it's my hairy legs, and you can't see the bites really well, but you can tell that I got bit by something on my leg 3 or 4 times. And so I posted this picture in a pest control forum on Facebook. The best place to go and get your information, right? And so I posted it in a pest control professional forum, and over 50% of the people that replied to that photo said that I had bed bugs. Well, I even got in an argument with a guy explaining to him that I knew what bit me. It was fleas. And he said, I don't know how long you've been in this profession, but you should know what a bed bug looks like. That's a bed bug bite. I have seen bed bug bites. That is absolutely a bed bug bite. And I could not convince him that I took that photo myself of my own leg and it was flea bites, because I knew what it was. But I made out, the way that I approached the problem is that I said, look, I just received this photo from somebody and they're trying to ask me what bit them. And what do you guys think? Yeah, and that's the way I posed the question. And it was actually fleas. And so you cannot go by someone else's assumption of what type of bug bit you unless you have the bug. Now, there are exceptions to that. So like if you get bit by a brown recluse spider, for example, a brown recluse causes a flesh-eating type disease of the skin. It actually will rot the skin from underneath. And typically with doctors, they can prescribe, they can say, yes, this is absolutely what bit you because this is a telltale sign. It's not a histamine reaction. It's an actual reaction to an infection. And now you can get infections from bites, and it would resemble something that a brown recluse would do, but not very often. Most of the time, if it is an actual brown recluse bite, you can tell. Everything else is really kind of up in the air. I mean, black widows do cause nerve damage. I guess it's possible to tell if a black widow bit you or not. But, you know, most all other bugs, you can't tell. Like a doctor doesn't know what type of bee stings you unless it's an actual honeybee. Because a honeybee will leave its stinger behind and they can find the stinger or the venom. But with like a yellow jacket or a wasp or a European hornet, a ball-faced hornet, they don't really know what kind of bee stung you unless you bring in the bee itself. Because everyone has a different histamine reaction. Allergic reaction to a bee. So someone says, Assassins for Hire Pest Control says, someone told me that Crossfire could kill for up to a year. What is your experience? So when Crossfire first came out, that was one of the sales techniques. A lot of the salesmen for MGK, they would say, you know, this is a chemical that kills for up to a year. And I think that was true in the beginning, maybe. The guy that actually recommended Crossfire to me told me that they used it in a hotel chain, and a year later they were still finding dead bed bugs. And so that is actually possible, but the label of Crossfire only guarantees 30-day kill, and so that's all you can say is what the label says. But I have known of people that have claimed up to a year elimination of bed bugs. But the thing is that I go into homes, they get bed bugs, and I treat their houses for bed bugs, and they'll be gone. The bed bugs are dead. 7, 8, 9 months, even a year later, or less than a year later, they get bed bugs again because the same family member that brought them in the first time brought them in a second time. All right, so if the Crossfire was still effective, you would think that it would kill the bed bugs when they brought them in a second time. But that's not happening. So I don't think it's actual year, maybe it's a year residue, but I don't think it actually kills bugs for a year. I think the 30 days is more reasonable. I got bit on the butt one time. I never felt the bite, but it looked like a small patch of skin was rotting away, says Kenju. I think I can say butt on YouTube. I think that word's okay. I think I can say that word. Yeah. Jennifer says, well, the hotel took 12 months to clean that area. We know the sheets are reused. Don't take a black light into your hotel room. You'll be very disgusted and you won't want to stay in a hotel room. But you can always rent Airbnb. I actually recommend Airbnb all the time. I think Airbnbs are actually a really good way. You're just as likely to get bed bugs from an Airbnb as you are from a hotel. Probably, maybe even less likely to get them from an Airbnb than a hotel. But the issue is that with Airbnbs, the reason I like them, and more people I think are using Airbnb or VRBOs, is because people tend to clean their house. You know, when you get in an Airbnb, someone's actually renting their house to you, they are more likely to go into their house and actually mop the floor, sweep the floor, wash the sheets. I work for several Airbnbs around Lynchburg City, and I go in there and right before they get a tenant, and the place will be immaculate. They would have washed all the sheets and put them in. I've gone in when people were leaving an Airbnb and treated after they left, and you see that the guy or girl have already gone in, taken the sheets off the bed, and they're washing in the washing machine right then. So you know that stuff's actually getting cleaned regularly. And these places are going to notice a problem before it becomes serious. So if you have a hotel where the maids are just going in and they're quickly bustling around, changing the sheets as quickly as possible, maybe even leaving the comforters and stuff like that on the bed, they're not actually laundering the covers and stuff as often as they should, and they're not turning the bed over as often as they should, and so they're not noticing a bed bug problem as quickly as they should. But with an Airbnb, because it's just like your own house, if you were to go in and tear the sheets off of your son's bed or your daughter's bed or your own bed, you would see the bed bugs in those sheets, and you would wash them and you would find them. But, and maybe even find them before it became too bad of an infestation. But with hotels, they're just not, these girls got to go in there, or guys, mostly maid service are women, but there are some men that do it. But you go in there and they're just quickly trying to bustle the room back over so they can rent it again that night. And so they're just, you got 200-300 rooms you got to clean in a day. That's a lot. That's a lot to do. Hey, why not use your own camera? Yeah, you could take Crossfire. So Crossfire does make an aerosol. So if you go to, now I don't recommend the aerosol as much as I would the concentrate, which is what I usually show people. But if you go to my Amazon page and you go down to the bedbug supplies, now I have added this. Now you'll think this is weird. So if you've watched my latest video, you should. If you haven't, go to my channel, go down to my videos, and it's right here. Kill bedbugs with spray from Walmart. That's a pretty good video about bedbugs and about how to kill bedbugs with pesticides. Now that you just buy at the store. So I put these pictures on my Amazon page. Now, there's a difference. I wanted to go over this because I didn't go over this in the video, but this is Raid Bedbug Foaming Spray. Kills up to 4 weeks. All right. They've got lots of Raid Bedbug Foaming Spray. This one is Crossfire. I don't know how well you can read that label, but that is exactly Crossfire in a can. That is aerosol Crossfire. It's an MGK product. That is what that pesticide is, and that's Raid. I actually found this specific can at a local Walmart neighborhood market. I call them the green Walmart, where it's just a grocery store. But that I found at Walmart. That will absolutely kill bed bugs. And this is the same thing as Crossfire. So you can carry a can like this in your luggage bag, and you can use it as I think that's Finley. But you can use it if you need to use like a quick spray here and there to kill bed bugs, and it will work. But let me show you. Now, this is not to be confused with another product. So if we go to Walmart and you search Raid, well, if I can get the text to work, Raid Bed Bug Spray. All right, so these are different types of raids. So this is the bed bug crack and crevice. All right, so let's look that up on Amazon. Bed bug crack and crevices. All right, let's do Raid. Let's actually search the Raid brand. All right, so this is what they show. Now, the reason I use Amazon is because Amazon's got a really good up close. Now, that is not Crossfire. Okay, so that can right there, you can't see. Let me turn this this right here. Let me do that. All right, so that can right there is not Crossfire. I don't know if you can read it very well. It's not a very good picture, but this is not Crossfire. This is not Crossfire in a can. This is not the same thing. This is a different chemical than what I just showed you. What I just showed you was this one. This is different. See the little black lid? This is different. This says bedbug foaming spray kills up to 4 weeks. Not all Raid is the same. This is the same as Crossfire. All right, that's the same thing. And so that's what I would recommend carrying in your luggage bag with you if you want to try to do some pest control while you're, on vacation. So the Raid Max one is just like Bedlam. Well, let's see. Bedlam. Bedlam. Label. All right, Bedlam Plus. Let's see the label. All right, now let's look up Raid label. If it will load for me. Finley is not wanting to go to sleep tonight. Ingredients. Okay, yeah, you're right. So this is the same as Bedlam. So Raid Max Bedbug Crack and Crevice Extended Protection is the same exact ingredients as Bedlam. It's, let's see, it's 2-dimethyl-3, it's 40%, and this is 40%, and then this is, I'm not going to say that, but that second one, let's call it BD, is 1%, and this one is the same thing, is 1%, it's got a bit of cloprid in it, and that is at a 5.05%, that's at a 0.05%, so yes, this is the same thing as Bedlam. The Raid Max Bedbug Crack and Crevice Foaming Spray is the same as Bedlam, but Bedlam, they actually have had problems with Bedlam with chemical resistance, and so that's why I don't recommend Bedlam. That's why I recommend the actual Crossfire type pesticides, which, like I said, this is Walmart. It's $9.88 at Walmart, and the same thing on my Amazon page is also $9.88, same price as Walmart. So it's no difference in price. But like I said, I get a lot of questions. A lot of people will say, they'll say, is there any way that I can buy the same thing that you're talking about from a store? You know, can I? Oh, and let me show you this too, real quick. Now, we're on Walmart. Let's search Crossfire. Crossfire Bedbug Concentrate. All right, so some people saying they're having problems finding Crossfire online. Like maybe they live in a different state. Maybe you can't get Crossfire in your country or your state. You can order it from Walmart. They will sell it to you there. There's the bottle. Now that's $47.95. If you were to go over to Amazon and actually look at the Crossfire I have listed, this one is $41.85. So that's $47.95. So it's actually cheaper to buy it on Amazon. But, you know, like I said, if you can't find it at all, but you can find it on Walmart, Walmart will sell it to you too. So that is another alternative place that you can actually find Crossfire where you may be able to actually get it in your area. So I wanted to show you that too. But anyway, lots to talk about tonight. Can bedbugs climb on the ceilings? Yes, they can. Why would there be another infestation of bedbugs within 30 days after using Crossfire? You wouldn't have another infestation of bedbugs within 30 days after using Crossfire. You probably still have the same infestation. I don't think it's... the thing about Crossfire... All right, so you've got to understand a bedbug's life cycle. Let's do... This is the easiest way to do this. This is the easiest way that I find to explain this to people. So if you've got a timeline, all right, let's draw a timeline here. We're going to do this. All right, that's a really crappy line, but let's say that's our timeline. All right, you spray Crossfire here. All right, Crossfire. All right, CX for Crossfire. That's what we're going to say. All right. Then your bed bug, all right, let's go with the life cycle of a bed bug. So let's say your bed bug's over here. He's like, hey man, I'm a bed bug. I'm pretty cool, all right? Because they're insects, let's give them 6 legs. All right, so there's the bed bug. Now they're over here. This is before you spray Crossfire. Let's extend our timeline this way. All right, so that bed bug has laid eggs. So he's got boop, boop, boop. Oh, look. Oh, my babies. I'm going to have me some babies. But then you apply your Crossfire. Now, this bed bug is dead. All right, the eggs aren't dead, but the bed bug's dead. All right, so the eggs take 7 days. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, 7 to 10 days. 8, 9, 10. All right, So there's 10 days. Number 10. All right, these eggs are hatching right now. You applied Crossfire day 1. All right, this is all the way up to day 10. These bed bugs are just now hatching right here. All right, now bed bugs don't hatch hungry. They wait another 6 to 10 days to come out to bite. So let's go another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maximum 10, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there's day 20. All right? Now, it's been 20 days since you applied Crossfire the first time. All right? These bed bugs have finally decided they're going to come out, they're going to get a blood meal, and now all these little eggs that hatch, now they are dead. Okay? Because they're crawling out. But you might have had some crawl out over here that died. You might have had a couple crawl out over here that died. All right, so, and not only that, bed bugs don't need to feed every day. So let's say a bed bug crawled out like right here. All right, now that one is dead. Okay, he crawled out, Crossfire is still effective. Okay, so Crossfire is effective for 30 days. So then these bed bugs, as they hatch out from eggs, they've started to crawl out looking for a host. Now they're coming into contact with the chemical. So you figure at least 3 weeks, because 21 days, that's 3 weeks. All right, that's a long time. That's a long time from the original treatment of Crossfire right here. That's why a lot of people will actually treat with Crossfire, wait 2 weeks, which is right around here, and they'll treat again with Crossfire because they want a stronger concentration. So what happens is if this goes all the way to day 30, and by then you're having to reapply Crossfire again, this period in here is when Crossfire is at its weakest concentration. It's that last 10 days. It will still kill bed bugs, but it doesn't kill them very quickly. They're able to come out. They're able to bite you. They're able to make you miserable again before they die. And so the general consensus is treat once around day 1, treat again around 2 weeks from now, and then that way you've got a full strength to last you all the way through day 30, even into day 40 and 50. But the thing is that really this whole span, the bed bugs can die from day 1 all the way to day 30. So when people say that, how can they get reinfested within 30 days? More than likely they still have this original infestation right here. Because I tell people you're not really rid of an infestation until you've been 30 days without anything. Because the bed bugs do slowly filter out. They don't need a blood meal. If the customer has gone in and sprayed, let's say we're at like day negative 10, all right? That's 10 days before the treatment. And they treated with like Towel Star, because that's a popular one, right? All right, the problem with Towel Star, and you can't really see this whole picture, but the problem with Towel Star at negative day 10, Towel Star has a 90-day residue. It is a repellent, okay? Crossfire is a non-repellent. So if they've applied Towel Star, 2 weeks before you applied your Crossfire, this Towel Star is still in effect this entire time. And you may have some bed bugs come out and crawl in the chemical, but most of them won't. And if they're doing their own pest control with repellent pesticides like you buy at Walmart, then you're going to have this problem where the Crossfire is probably not going to work. Not to the extent that I try to explain to people it does work, because they've applied something that causes problems early on. So you want to try, I usually tell people, I actually have people message me and they ask me, I just sprayed with this stuff before I saw your video or whatever. How often should I, how soon should I wait to spray Crossfire? And I usually tell people give it 30 days. Give it at least 30 days from the time you sprayed a pesticide from the store. Give it at least 30 days. That way you know that most of the residue from this chemical right here, whatever it was, is pretty much gone. You can apply your Crossfire after that, which would mean you treat here, right here. And if you treat with Crossfire here, after somebody has sprayed, a month and a half ago, hopefully you'll be able to eliminate the bed bugs within this time frame over here. So hopefully that answered your question about about Crossfire and bedbug infestations and how the pesticide actually works. But anyway. This is coffee. It's coffee. My son made me a flat white. He is a very good barista. He should teach. He could teach people at Starbucks how to make good coffee. I had a guy come in from a big pest control company in my state. He immediately went to talking about heat treatments. Yes, that's what they do. We got a bottle of Crossfire, and I'm going to try that before we spend $2,400. That's fantastic. It'll work really well. Make sure you take all the sheets off your bed, treat your mattress, treat your box spring. Hello, wife.
If they're doing it themselves, they might as well do 3 months of treatment because that's really what we recommend to everyone.
That's what I agree. I agree. Alicia came in right at the right time. If you're going to do your own treatment, so I have gotten rid of bed bugs with one treatment. It happens a lot. It happens frequently. It happens more often than
not
having to retreat. But retreatment does happen, even with a professional. And so from 25 years, 17 years ago, 23 years. All right, so 23 years ago is when I did my first bed bug job. I've always done 90-day treatments. I've always done one treatment every 30 days. Once a month for 30 days, 3 treatments. I recommend that people that do it themselves keep a bottle on hand and retreat. Retreat once a month. And that way you ensure that you've got a whole 90-day. Because like I said, if you're doing this, where you've tried to do all kinds of stuff, and you've got these different chemicals you've applied, you may actually need a 90-day treatment plan, even if you do it on your own. That's what I still recommend. I don't do them. Very few. I mean, when people realize that I'm willing to, finance it out and do a 1-month treatment rather than doing 90 days worth of treatments, most people go for the 1 month. And then if they need me, they could just call me back. So, but that's still what I recommend to do if you're, a do-it-yourselfer, because you don't have 23 years of experience. You're doing it on your own, trying to get rid of this problem, and you will get rid of them. But you need to be diligent. You need to treat once a month. What I tell people to do is set a day. Like today is the first Thursday of the month. So on the first Thursday of the month, treat your house with Crossfire for 2 or 3 visits, and then usually you'll get rid of your bed bugs on your own, no problem. But I've had people do it one time. But I still recommend once a month. So I use DE, and I think I isolated them and forced them to climb. Yep, that is right. So best nail tech ever, which I need my nails done, girl. She says, I used DE. I think I isolated them and force them to climb, which happens all the time with diatomaceous earth because they don't like to crawl through it, and now they're falling from the ceiling. This happens. When the bed bugs try to crawl across the ceiling, and they do, they don't have sticky pads on their feet like a spider or a cockroach or earwig or other type of bug. And so it's common for them to try to crawl across the ceiling and then fall off. They're not parachuting down. They're not doing it on purpose. They're just slipping and falling. And of course, they can just flitter down to the bed, and then they're there, and they'll bite you. This happens. It does happen. Question. Will you know when or if they update for change directions on the label? Yes, I always read the label. I stay up to date on my labels all the time. So with pest control, it is required by law in Virginia and every other state in North America, in the Union, and Canada. They require that you follow the label. If you read a label and it says that, you have to, even down to what you wear, if the label says you have to wear long pants, shoes, gloves, if you have a license and you're applying it as a commercial pest control applicator, you are required by law to follow the label. So every time I get a new bottle of Crossfire in the mail, when I order my supply, I go through and I read my label, because the labels will change from one product to the next. So if I buy a gallon of Crossfire and I use a gallon, maybe it takes me 6 months, maybe it takes me 9 months to use the whole gallon, then by the end of that 9 months, anything can happen, and it's almost a year. Anything can happen, and the label changes. So I peel the label off and I read it, so that way I can stay up to date on the label. So if anything ever changes on the label, I will tell you. Now, on chemicals I don't use, like Tempered and some other pesticides, I may not know if the label changes, and that's why I put these warnings up. Like when I set up my stream, I say, hey, this video, all content on this channel is performed by a pest control professional, blah, blah, blah. Basically, a disclaimer trying to explain to you that the knowledge that I give you is based on here and now. And I look up labels all the time. I mean, if you've watched my live streams, I look up labels all the time. I read them all the time. And so I try to stay abreast of everything that I recommend to people, but there's always a chance that I'm wrong. You need to make sure you read your label and take the proper precaution. Understand you are applying a pesticide. Pesticides are poison. They kill things, and you don't want to risk your own life or your family or your pets. Always read your label. No matter what I tell you, you should always read the label of your pesticide and follow the label. The Crossfire label only says 30 days. The Crossfire label has some long-acting claims. It says 30 days. Is the Raid Max Bedbug Extended Protection 8 weeks on laminated woods and surfaces effective? No, it's not. How to best dispose? It's not effective. All right, so the product that I was talking about earlier, let me show you again, because I realized when I made the video, that I was like, ooh, I really should. It was 5 minutes. It was I made a short video, 5.5 minutes long. I was so impressed with myself. I was like, hey, these are the chemicals. Go, buy them, use them. Fantastic. And then I realized when I was looking back, I was like, I really should have explained better about Raid. So let me show you again real quick. If you're wanting to get Raid bedbug, all right, there are lots of products by Raid for bedbugs, all right? You've got bedbug foaming spray. You've got bedbug crack and crevice extended protection foaming spray. You've got foggers. You've got this one. You got all these different ones here. Even this one. This is an older can. You got that one. You got these different products. Not all of these are the same. They're not the same. They are not the same product. They are all unique chemicals. This one here is the one that I recommend. This is the one that is Crossfire. So if you go over, let's go MGK, let's see, Crossfire. Aerosol. All right. This is the Crossfire aerosol right here. This pesticide is the same exact thing. It is the same as this. Well, let's close that. This equals this. This is the same product as this. What happened was the makers of Raid contacted MGK, the makers of Crossfire, and they got approval to use their patented chemical. This is patented, meaning that MGK owns the rights to produce this pesticide. They are the only ones that own the rights to produce this pesticide. If you see these active ingredients in this combination on another label, like Raid, it's because they purchased the rights to use the pesticide. So this is the same thing as this. It's the same. So if you buy this, you're buying this. This bottle is $32.56. This is $10. That's a no-brainer. That's cheap. It's the same size can. Well, that's 17 ounces. All right, that's a 17-ounce can. This one is 16 and a half ounces. But I tell you, it's not, $20 difference. This is the same product. It's the exact same product as Crossfire. I'm teaching you how to save money, how to read your labels. This is why reading labels is so important when you're applying pesticides. You can save a lot of money by buying off-brand. But it is the same product. They did buy they purchased the rights to produce the pesticide from MGK. They have to pay them their rights, and then they can do it. So, anyway, not all Raid is the same. It's just not. In fact, the Harris 5-minute bedbug kill stuff that I talked about in that same video, in fact, it's on the thumbnail right here. This video right here, that thumbnail, you see that little Harris thing? That is Crossfire. Now, it's Crossfire pre-mixed. In some states, you can't buy the concentrate for Crossfire and mix it yourself, but you can buy the Harris 5-minute bedbug. That's the same thing as Crossfire if you've mixed it. The problem is the label of Crossfire says to use it within 24 hours, and the Harris bedbug spray, it's a gallon, it's mixed in a factory, and I know you're not going to use it before 24 hours. So its efficacy is really borderline. Maybe it's good. I've had people say they've used it, they've had really good results. Maybe it was a fresher mix. I don't know how long it sits on the shelf at the store. You can buy Crossfire. I think the Harris bedbug kill, you can actually find it sometimes on the shelf at Home Depot. I know Home Depot sells it. And so, I just try to explain to people places you can find bedbug pesticides over the counter that you can actually buy without having to use Amazon. Not everybody likes to use Amazon. Not everybody likes to order things on the internet. And so I try to give people other options and other avenues in which they can get the same chemicals. How to best dispose of old mixed Crossfire, old cat litter. Old cat litter? Old cat litter? I used to just throw my cat litter away. What do you mean? I don't understand. If the cat's done pooped in the litter, I throw it away. I don't save it. I used to have cats. Is it illegal to throw cat? Is it illegal to throw cat litter in a dumpster?
Not that I know of.
I didn't think it was. If so, I've been breaking the law. I threw away lots of cat poop in the dumpster. Let's see. You had mentioned before to use a dedicated sprayer for Crossfire. Correct. But once I'm done with it, can I clean it and use it for Alpine? Yes, you can. But and in fact, you could probably even clean it after Alpine and use it with Crossfire. But I don't. I have a dedicated tank for Crossfire, and I have one for Alpine. And those are the two I use in that tank. Now, I will switch things back and forth in my Alpine B&G to other non-repellents, but I've only ever used the one B&G for Crossfire, because Crossfire is nasty, it's gross, it gets slimy, and I don't want the residue, the possibility for the residue to be in the hoses. It is very difficult. And let me complain about Crossfire. Crossfire's grody, man. It's gross. When you use the same tank with Crossfire, even if you regularly clean it, if you're a pest control technician, if you've cleaned your B&G after you've used Crossfire, it gets this white gunky film inside the hoses. It gets in the bottom of the tank. It makes a film inside the B&G. It's grody. It's nasty. I wouldn't want to use a tank that I had Crossfire in, just because it's really hard to get that stuff off. It's like a real waxy, almost, it's like it's a wax. It really is very similar to like a waxy residue that forms. And you're having to clean I have to clean the screens out in it all the time. I have to constantly clean my tank and clean my hoses. And I actually will, I have a device that I've made to where you can actually hook the hose for the B&G up, and you can actually flush hot water down through the hose to wash the Crossfire out when it gets up inside the hose, because it gets nasty and gunky and gross. And so I don't usually use the same tank with something else, because Crossfire is just gross. But when I found Green Acres, I found my faith in getting rid of the bed bugs. Order Crossfire today, come Saturday. Well, that's great. You'll get rid of them. There are dump sites that allow chemical disposal. Google in your area. Yes, if you're trying to get rid of chemicals, you should Google and see where you can dispose of pesticides. Your state will have a program to get rid of trash pesticides. But let me show you. So I wanted to show you real quick. If you go to my channel, and while you're there, hit subscribe. How many of you guys are subscribed to me? You should be subscribed to me. You should. I put out a video. I try to put one out every week, every Tuesday. I have videos go live, like this one. Luck was not on my side this time. I brought bedbugs home, and I talk about the story about bringing bedbugs home and what I did and how I got rid of them. And, stories like, how heat treatments don't work on bedbugs. That's my most popular video. That's the highest viewed. I got all these live streams. I keep all of the live streams, like the one you're watching now. They all go up. You can watch them all. I've got playlists about rats and different pesticides, what products I recommend. I've got shorts that are less than 1 minute long. I've got all kinds of videos. I got a bedbug crash course video. I've got, how to get rid of all kinds of different bugs and stuff in here. So it's really a lot of information. You should be subscribed. But anyway, when you're here, and this is specifically for best nail tech ever. Best nail tech ever. This is for you. If you search bedbug, all right, and you scroll down until you get to this video right here, the most extensive bedbug treatment on YouTube. It was put out 4 years ago. I made it. I wasn't even wearing the same uniform I've got today. It's a really old video. But if you go here, in fact, I will go there. I will share. I will copy the link and I will put it in the chat. This is for you. Watch that video if you are wanting to learn how to kill your own bedbugs. That's a step-by-step. Shows exactly what I do and how I kill bedbugs. I have other videos about how to kill bedbugs. Yep, how to get rid of bedbugs. There's one. How to identify them, where to treat for them. I talk about automobiles, how to treat them in your car. And so it's, yeah, you can get rid of bedbugs on your own. I would definitely recommend watching this video and watching that one right there where I actually do a treatment. And the reason I like this video here is because I use the GoPro and I actually show you the places that I treat, the target places that I try to make sure I always hit these certain spots. And it's very helpful. And a lot of people have used that video and been able to get rid of their bedbugs by using that video. So, but anyway. What's the difference between the Alpine WSG and the individual little packets versus the big bottle? There's no difference. It's the same thing. It's just packaged in a smaller container. In fact, I recommend those. So it used to be really hard. So if you go to my Amazon page and you go to bedbugs. All right, so these little packets right here, this is the ones he's talking about. These, they stopped making these. This is a really cool thing. I really like these, especially for like the do-it-yourselfer, because you don't want to have to buy a whole like a 500-gram bottle. And this is what I buy. I typically buy 2 of these every time that I purchase Alpine. I buy 2 of these. It's 1,000 grams. It's enough to last me for several months. All right, that's $170 for one 500-gram bottle. But if you could buy this, which is packaged into little 5-10-gram packets, these are fantastic easy for, a do-it-yourselfer that doesn't need this much pesticide. This is a lot. This is a lot of chemical here. So this right here is something that I recommend. I think this is really good. And as soon as they brought it back on the market, I put it up on my Amazon page because I'm like, that's what people need to get. This is still there because it's just, I don't ever take things down. Amazon takes it down, but I don't. And so I recommend these actually for the do-it-yourselfer because it's easier to keep this stored than this big bottle. And this is already measured. The problem with this is you're having to actually eyeball it and measure it out to exactly how many grams you need. This is 10-gram packets. That's 50 grams total. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So it's real easy. Just tear it open and pour it in there. Really simple. So that's loud.
Sorry.
So anyway. Would you come to North Carolina? Only on vacation. Only on vacation. But I can't spray bugs there. I'm sorry. I'm not legal to treat in North Carolina, only Virginia. Could I have brought bed bugs home on stuff that was stored? That really distracted me, Jennifer. You didn't have to do that. Jennifer gave me $10. Thank you. Could I have brought bed bugs home on stuff that was stored in my grandma's garage? Yes, you can. It blows my mind that Raid makes something effective. Their roach products don't work and resistant Yes, I know. Well, Raid, the problem with Raid is Raid did used to work. So Raid, all pesticides. So when you go to Walmart and you go through and you look at the aisle for like pesticide, all right, and you read the label. It says on the label for cockroaches, and it used to work. Like bifenthrin. Bifenthrin works on cockroaches. It does kill cockroaches, not as well as it used to. Demon kills cockroaches, not as well as it used to. The bugs have developed a resistance to the pesticide. The stuff that was in the that was in the pesticides used to work, but the roaches have developed an immunity because German cockroaches live in the home with us. They don't live outside. German cockroaches were imported into North America by the tropics. So the tropical region of the world, they live outside. Places like, there's lots of tropical islands, the Keys and different places like that. This is where you can find those roaches living outside all the time. But because of, well, thank you, Kenju. I appreciate that. $10. With, y'all are messing with my head tonight. I can't keep track. So when we import products like rubber and fruits and vegetables and things like that from the tropical regions, we import German cockroaches into our homes. We bring them into our factories, which then transport to grocery stores and restaurants, and which then come to our home. And then we end up taking them from our home to other people. And so because people, the general response with people is, oh no, bugs, spray. And so they go to the store, they buy bug spray, they spray the bugs. The bugs develop a resistance to the chemical because the people don't understand how to use the pesticide properly to be effective. And when you're applying a pesticide and you're not effective and you're not treating the areas you're supposed to treat, the roaches may not be contracting enough of it to die. And so then they end up breeding genetically resistant cockroaches. And so you end up with a roach within 90 days, you can end up with a super roach that can't be killed by the chemicals at all. The label doesn't change. The label still has roaches on it, but it now no longer kills them as effectively. So the Raid products used to work. They just don't work as well as they used to. And there are still chances that when you go into a house and you spray Raid, you'll kill roaches. Not as high as it used to be. And that's why I'm here. That's why I talk about the pesticides that I use, is because this is what I use. Now, in the future, if I start using something different, I'll talk about it here. I'm not going to go and delete all my old videos because I've talked about them so many times. It's going to have to be one of those things. That's another reason why you need to subscribe to my channel, because I will do up to date. I keep everything up to date. I am up to date. If I change my practices, I've actually considered even moving on to trying to treat with some apprehend for bed bugs. If I start treating with apprehend, I'll do a video. I'll show you how I do it. And that's why you need to subscribe, so you can stay abreast of all the new things that I do in pest control, because pest control is an ever-evolving field. It's not something like building, all right? You build a house, you got your 16-inch centers, you put your 2x4s up, you build your stick house, you put a roof on it, and you built a house. With pest control, because the bugs change, the pesticides change, the business is constantly changing every single year. We have new laws, new regulations, new products to test, and so I try to keep up on all that stuff. Like last year, they came out with Samari. I was one of the first ones that ordered it as soon as it became available. I've been using it. I'm not very happy with it, but I use it. I've used it, and so I try to test these things out, and then of course I tell you, I'm not trying to hide any kind of trade secrets. I'm not one of those people. I don't mind sharing my knowledge with other people. I've been on YouTube for 6 years teaching people how to kill bugs. So, how do I get to your Amazon page? I'm ignorant on technology. Oh, well, you could just click. It's amazon.com/shop/Green Acres Pest Control LLC, but I will post it here in chat. It's in the description of my video. So if you go to the description, so let me show you how to do that, because I don't really ever talk about this. But if you go to my channel, all right, and you click my videos, like let's say we do this one right here, how to get rid of bed bugs. All right, let's click that one. Ooh, that's loud. All right, sorry if you got earphones on. I had them on and that blared my ears. Anyway, you scroll down here and you click that. See, this is the description of the video. This is the title. This is my name. This is my channel. And then when you go down here, it's got these little arrows. This is actually the description of my video. If you click show more right here and you scroll down, it's got all of my links. And this is the Amazon store page right here. It says Amazon store, up-to-date pesticides we use here. That's the link. And you click it and it takes you here, which is exactly what I was showing you. This is my store. So that's how you get to my Amazon page. That's the easiest way to get to it. Of course, when you show up in my live streams, I don't mind posting it to you, but that's the way that you get to my all of my information, and it's even in the live stream right now. In fact, let's do that. Let's see if it's there. Let's just make sure. So if we go back here and we go to home for Green Acres Pest Control, okay, there's my live. That's my video right now. There, see, there I am, a handsome man. Look, oh, there he is. There's his children. That's Emma and Rory. That's a long time ago. Emma don't even sit in the car seat anymore. But anyway, scroll down here. There's the Amazon store link right there. It's in the description of this live stream you're watching right now. In fact, there's 24 people watching right now, and only 4 people have liked it. So y'all should like my video. Give me some thumbs ups and all that good stuff. So, anyway. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. I try. I live in New York and have fleas. I don't have a washer and dryer in the unit. I feel guilty about potentially spreading fleas at the laundromat. Can I wash at home? I'd have to air fry? I don't think I would do that. You'll burn your house down doing that. You could get yourself a coat hanger rack. You know, like if you get one of these, let's see, let's go back there. I love Amazon. Let's do clothes drying rack. They get one of these things like this, you know, one of these things or this, and you can wash your clothes by hand. Get you one of these so you can dry your clothes. Don't be air fry. Don't air fry that. What are you joking? Am I being trolled? Would you air fry your clothes to dry them, Alicia? No. Why would you not do that?
Air fry them?
Yeah, would you ever air fry your clothes to dry them? But why wouldn't you? People need to know. It's an important question.
I mean, it's too high of a risk of your house burning down.
Yes. Yeah, it probably would ruin your air fryer anyway. And what if you're like one of these TikTokers that make your food in an air fryer that hadn't been cleaned in 3 years? It's nasty and grungy. Oh man, you'd have some hot dog smelling fry socks and stuff. I think it meant dry. I know it was a typo. It's because your phone thought you wanted to say air fry when really you were saying air dry. But I had to run with that because that was hilarious. That was funny. I have a problem and I cannot resist a good joke. And I just thought that was a really funny typo. So I had to run with it. I soaked a roach with Raid. I took a picture to put online. It seemed dead. 2 hours later, it was gone and back into hiding. Wood roaches are not imports. Wood roaches are from Pennsylvania. They call them Pennsylvania wood roaches. When treating, do you need to remove shoe boxes from under the bed? I mean, you can. You don't have to. I don't usually make my customers remove things from under the bed unless they're touching the bottom of the box spring. The spectrum pyrethroid used by pest control made the roaches act weird and come out in the open, but no kill. Yes, it will drive them crazy. It'll drive them out. They'll drive them out of hiding, but it won't necessarily kill them. But that's because synthetic pyrethroids will do that. I'm gonna try to get comfy. Gotta shift all around in my chair because I don't get. I'm tall. I'm 6'3", and my legs are long. No, I don't have to pee yet. Jennifer's asking if I need to go pee yet. This is the joke.
Question.
I talked to a friend of mine. One of my best friends streams on here. And he comes in from time to time and asks questions in my chat too. But I asked him on the phone the other day. We were talking about streaming and chatting. And he does like sometimes 3-hour-long shows. And I told him, I said, tell me your secret. And his name's Will. And I said, tell me your secret, Will. I said, how do you sit there for 3 hours and interview somebody? Because he actually does interviews. He's got people on there that he's talking to and he's interviewing them. You can't just say, hold on 1 minute, let me go pee. How do you do that? And he drinks tea. He drinks tea.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't do that.
He sits there and he drinks tea. And I'm like, You give me a Chick-fil-A tea in 40 minutes, I'm going to be in the bathroom. If I got to have me a bathroom. If I drink a 20-ounce Chick-fil-A or something, that's my favorite tea. I love Chick-fil-A tea. But I'll be drinking a Chick-fil-A tea, and I have to go pee, and it's just, I don't see how people do it. They'll sit there, and they'll drink a Gatorade, and it'll be like a monster drink, or they'll be high caffeinated, and I'm like, I mean, you put a lot of caffeine in my body, I'm going to have to at least go take a poop, because that's the one thing. I used to laugh. I used to watch comedy. I would sneak away and watch comedy when I was young. And stuff I wasn't supposed to watch. And they would talk about the people would drink coffee to keep themselves regular. And I didn't start realizing until I got about 40. Well, I'm 40 now. That if I know what that means now. I know why that joke is funny. That is a funny joke. It's really funny. But we'll stop talking about bathroom. This ain't no bathroom show. I'm not talking about using the bathroom all the time on here. Because TikTok probably loves it because they up here. That's a crazy place. Anyway. I have a lot of black spiders with white streaks. Baby wolf spider. Last fall I had a big black female one. Thanks. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. The spiders, if you smash them, and the babies scatter, that's a wolf spider. That's one way you can tell them apart because wolf spiders carry their babies on their back. I watch Joe Rogan and they take pee breaks all the time. Well, not all the time, but they do. Super grateful you share your knowledge. Bonus that you got jokes and make us laugh. Well, life is real. Yeah, so many. I watch a lot of streamers. I like YouTube. I remember before YouTube was bought by Google and it was just funny stuff. And it's like TikTok is now, honestly. TikTok reminds me a lot of what YouTube used to be. Just silly stuff, just people being silly. And that's just, I like humor. I like to laugh. In fact, when I moved out of the house, I was 20 when I moved out of my parents' house. And I would have the TV would be on Comedy Central. And I would use it as background noise. And if I saw a comedian I thought was funny, I'd sit and watch 20, 30 minutes. And I would just laugh. And then I would leave it and I'd go watch something else or do something or clean the room or whatever. And that's just the way I grew up. I liked comedy. I used to sneak away and watch In Living Color. What's that guy? Sam Kinison. I thought Sam Kinison was hilarious. Some people just hate him because he yells all the time. But I thought he was funny. I used to watch, what's the other guy? Bill Cosby. I loved his comedy skits. Chris Rock. What's the other one? There's another one. The guy that played the genie. Who played the genie? Robin Williams. Love Robin Williams. Great stand-up comedian. And I just think comedy's funny. I like to laugh. Honestly, I think that we need to laugh. That's what's wrong with the world today is people don't laugh enough. We should all laugh and be merry and have a good time. So, and there's my soapbox for the night. Bobcat's good. Bobcat's funny. I like him. I liked him. He's really funny. He's just hilarious. But see, I used to watch Carol Burnett's show too. I used to watch the reruns, Carol Burnett, Mama's Family, The Munsters. I love The Munsters. Leave It to Beaver is great. I used to watch those old shows. And so that's just the kind of humor I like. I like slapstick humor. That's just funny. I like that stuff. But anyway, we were going to talk about bug bites. I think I got that talked about. I think I explained the difference between bugs and bug bites. But you can't base just because you're getting bit. You got to think about the time of the year that it is too. It's summertime. Bugs are out. Bugs are biting you. Just because you're getting bit, it may not be bed bugs biting you at all. It may be something completely different. Because that's the way I started this. I wanted to start this show because I've been getting a lot of pictures. I've been getting a lot of text messages, people sending me pictures of bug bites and stuff. And it's next to impossible to diagnose a bug bite. Now, I can look at bug bites and I could say, well, typically this is what bed bugs look like. But they don't always look like that. Because I've been in houses where bed bug bites will blister and pop open and they look horrible. They look like big, horrible blisters. They're bed bug bites, but that's just how that person reacts. And I feel sorry. I had one lady one time where I went in and I was talking to her about her bug bites, and she had ice packs. She was holding ice packs on because it had bit her up like around her neck and her shoulders, and she just had an ice pack there, and she was practically in tears because it hurt so bad. And that's not everyone's reaction. And so that's why I said, when you go to the doctor and the doctor is telling you, well, this is definitely this problem or this is definitely that problem, they don't know what I would probably switch doctors, because they're jumping the gun and they're giving you a improper diagnosis, because without a bug there in their hand to say, yep, sure enough, that's a bed bug, they don't know. They don't know. So anyway, oh, Dave Chappelle's good too. I watched all of his stuff when I was a kid. Yeah, see, now everybody's talking about comedians. They liked George Carlin. You see, people today couldn't take comedians like George Carlin. They can't take Dave Chappelle. He made a comeback, did that show, made a lot of people mad, but it's like, I don't know. I'm a hick. I know what I am. I can laugh at myself. I know. I mean, I'm one of those people that's got 10 cars in the driveway and more cinder blocks than there are cars because they're all sitting on cinder blocks. I'm one of those people. That's my people. I could joke like that. That's how I am. I understand that. And it's just the way I am. And I'm not. People joke about rednecks all the time. I don't get offended. It doesn't offend me. But that's funny. That's comedy. Comedy is being able to laugh at your misfortune and trying to turn it into something more pleasant. Elevate your misfortune into laughter, and it makes you feel better about yourself, and you're able to conquer your your problems easier because you can laugh about it. And then you may be able to see it from a different point of view, and maybe it's not so bad. So that's I get all mushy and talking and stuff. What are you looking for? You need something?
Just looking for stuff.
Oh, she's gonna spend money.
No, I was looking for
I
stuff.
see you.
Yeah.
She's a money spending lady. She likes to spend money. Girls like to spend money. They're good at it. They're good at it. You and Alicia would appreciate Dry Bar Comedy. It's a club in Provo, Utah, with a YouTube channel. I'd like to go see Utah. I've always wanted to visit Utah. I don't know why. I'd like to go see Salt Lake City. I like to go to Salt Lake City just because of Salt Lake. I just like to go see it, just because it's a unique place to visit. But
yeah, I agree.
And the Grand Canyon. I'd like to go see the Grand Canyon. There's a lot of things I'd like to see. You've seen the Grand Canyon, though, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah, see, you've seen it. I haven't seen it. I'd like to go see Rushmore. I'd like to go see the Grand Canyon and Salt Lake City, and I'd like to see, I'd like to see the West Coast. I've never been to California ever. I don't think I'd go right now, but I'd like to go visit California maybe sometime, and I'd like to go see the Sears Tower. There's lots of things I'd like to see that I haven't seen yet. Somebody has to purchase the SpongeBob shirts. This is my shirt. I bought this at Target. I think my wife bought this at Target. Let's see. See? Yes. Somebody has to purchase the SpongeBob shirts. Jennifer thinks she's going to buy me another SpongeBob shirt. Probably not. Probably not. I got one. That's enough. I'm a person. Macy's is having a great sale in the home department right now.
Oh, really?
Irma, I think, watches me on TikTok. Sears Tower is now the Willis Tower, is it? I don't know. Everybody's going to talk. Well, Lynchburg's getting the home goods. They had a sign. I had to take a picture of it today. So my wife has this thing for TJ Maxx. She likes TJ Maxx.
I haven't liked it lately. I feel like they've lost their touch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ever since COVID happened, I feel like the TJ Maxx store shelves went bare.
See, I took that picture today and I sent it to my wife so she could see that we had a home goods coming to Lynchburg. Sent it to her and her friend. Towels less than $4 at Macy's. No, we don't need towels. Do we need towels?
We do. We're getting to the point that we need towels. Yeah, a lot of the towels are getting.
Usually your white sale goes on in January, though. They're having a white sale late in the year.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my microphone.
That's how you know you're married. When you know what a white sale is.
See, now this is how my streams go. My streams will start serious about bugs, and we'll talk about bugs and how they bite you and how they make you itch, and people ask questions about how to kill bugs. And now we're on to talking about sales at Macy's, and now I've become a commercial for Macy's. So, which, you know, you could go and subscribe to my YouTube channel and like the video. I got 24 likes out of 27 people watching right now. I'm watching you. I know. But, you know, gotta be comedian. So I got this idea. Let me pitch this idea and see what you guys think. So TikTok is a place. It's very unique. And I like to be able to do 15, 30-second clips, you know, and just put them up on TikTok. They're great. I've actually taken videos from my YouTube and condensed them down and put them on TikTok. So my son and I were talking today in the car while we were working. And I told him, I said, this is my idea. I have bought a poop emoji hat. So it's a mask, like a Halloween mask. And you wear it, and it's like a poop emoji. Okay? And you can dance around. You got this hat on. And so, you know the song. Now, I can't sing the song because YouTube will strike me. So I can't sing it. But the song Scatman, all right? And so I have a lot of people will send me pictures of poop. And this is something that happens with Exterminator. Anybody that's in my channel that's an exterminator knows that people will send you pictures of poop from mouse droppings, rat droppings, squirrel, lizard, bug droppings, bed bugs, you know. And so what we were going to do was we were going to do videos for TikTok. And Rory, a lot of people don't know this about Rory, but Rory is a dancer. He teaches himself to dance. He likes to sit up there and learn how to dance. He does all kinds of crazy dance moves. And so he was going to wear the poop emoji hat in a uniform, dancing to Scatman, and showing pictures of different poop and identifying poop for TikTok. What do you think about that? Do y'all think that would fly? I think that would be a pretty good video for TikTok. I think that would work. I think that would be pretty funny and also educational because Rory can dance. He can really dance. So we went on a cruise ship and they had a dance competition. And our family got picked to do the dance competition, and Rory smoked them and won the competition. And so he's a really good dancer, but he does modern dance, like the weird dances from Fortnite and the stuff that you see on TikTok and stuff. And I send him these dances, and he learns them, and then he does it. But so anyway, I just thought it would be something that would be funny and educational, and I would put them up on YouTube, and I wouldn't monetize them so they wouldn't get copyright strike. At least I don't think they would get copyright strikes, but they would just be little shorts, only like 15, 30 seconds long. But I was going to make a whole series because the problem with a 15 to 30 second video is that that's what works the best with TikTok. They want the little short snippets, and so it would only be like one. So if it was like bedbug droppings, it would just be the one picture, and then have Rory dancing, and then it would answer what it is at the end. So it'd be like really quick and easy. But each one has something special. Yeah, my kids are great. Emma, I was talking to Emma. Emma is so big now. She was so little. I mean, just this picture here, she was so little. She was such a little thing. And now she's 9. I think she's 5 or 6. Maybe she's 6 in that picture.
Let me see.
This one. I can't move my mic much because I'm using it to talk to
Yeah, she's probably about 6 now.
Yeah, maybe 6. But the kids grow up too fast. Way too fast. So, do you get many bat calls? Yes, I do. In fact, I was going to do my very first poop video on bats. Bat droppings. But I love bat jobs. I love them. They are so much fun. I'm 24 hours. So if you go to Google and search Green Acres Pest Control LLC, my company. All right, there I am. I am open 24 hours. Open 24 hours. Okay, so that gets me late night calls. People will call me late at night. And most of the time it's because of some kind of a rodent or a bat or a possum or something has gotten into the house. And bats are my favorite. I like getting calls on bats because they're easy to get rid of, and you really do feel like Superman when you're going into a house and throwing a bat outside. It's really, because you're not allowed to kill them, they're protected. So you have to be real careful, and you have to net them and take them outside and release them. And so it's a lot of risk, because when you're dealing with a wild animal and you're not allowed to kill it, you have to release it. You run the risk of getting bitten. It's a lot of high risk in dealing with bats, but I like it. I've done bats for a long time, and they're pretty fun to take out for people. But yeah, late night calls are the best. I like bat jobs. Bat jobs are fun. I like probably my two favorite things to do in pest control are bats and hornets. I love hornets. Yellow jackets, especially bell hornets. I love to do those because people are afraid, and I haven't been stung in years. But I love to go out on hornet work. They're fun. Hornets and bats. They're probably my two favorite things to do. So, and now Jennifer said something. I'm gonna have to go use bathroom. Oh, I'll be back. I'm gonna go use bathroom. Do this. There we go. Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. She said that I was needing to use the bathroom, so then I had to go use the bathroom. Sorry about that. It's all the coffee and the water I drink. Like I said, I'm not a typical streamer. I get up, use bathroom in the middle of the stream. It's just the way it is. I'm a normal person, I'm just a normal guy sitting here talking about bugs. Oh. So the problem with bats, and the reason that they don't kill bats, is because bats are actually protected. They're federally protected. So you're not allowed to kill a bat. Not all bats are federally protected, but the problem is that some are. And so when you're doing a bat job for somebody, they don't even allow you to do exclusionary work until after September because your bats are reproducing through the summer months. And so until they some migrate, some move, different spots, or they won't have babies. The point is that bats are mammals, so they breastfeed their young. And so to separate a parent from its young it's inhumane. So the babies need to be able to breastfeed. You're basically starving the babies that have no ability to take care of themselves. And so that's one of the reasons they prohibit sealing up, houses and stuff where the bats are getting in and out during the summer months. But then also you don't want to kill them because you may be dealing with a protected bat. There are some bats that are actually federally protected, just like endangered species list and stuff like that. You're not allowed to kill those animals because they're endangered. And so bats are actually protected under certain federal laws. And that's why it doesn't matter what the state law is, it's federally protected. And states usually do follow those federal laws. So, anyway. There's a baby crying. You hear him? He is not happy.
He's teething.
Finley is teething. He's my little baby. He is just adorable. See if I can find me a picture of him. I had a picture of him that I used for a review that I left from my midwife. Let me see. Is it the birth? See if I can find this picture of him. Do 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 do. I like that song. Is it there? Where is it? I want to show it. There it is. What in the world? I can't just save it. Oh well. I can't. It won't let me save it. I can't show it to you. I can't show it to you. Let's see. I found a black widow in my garage. Is Alpine WSG a good bet? Not so much for spiders. You're better with a synthetic pyrethroid for spiders. Canadian geese are protected here. They are a nuisance and aggressive around their nests. Yes, they are protected. Hey there, bro. I have watched a few of your videos in the past while browsing on here. I noticed you were currently on live. Excellent effort. It's credit to you. Well, thank you. I do have an endangered Minnesota bat in a cave not far away. You are correct. They are protected. Even in my state, I had a big brown bat I left at the front door. Thanks. Yeah, so I think it's a gray bat. So it's bats in USA. So the bats that are protected in the USA. So let's look this up. In North America, bats have protections in their natural environments, and some laws protect bats when they occupy a home or building. However, several species of conservation concerns, such as little brown bats in Florida, bonneted bats, might be found in man-made structures, and these are things that are actually protected bats. So, are bats protected? All you need to know. Yeah, so like I said, there are bats that are actually protected. But bats are actually very beneficial. So bats eat about 10 times their body weight in mosquitoes every night. They like to eat bat bugs. And mosquitoes carry all kinds of horrible diseases. And so you don't want to get bit by a mosquito. You'd rather let a bat eat the mosquito. carry bat bugs, which is a breed of bed bug, which is how they believe bed bugs came to live with humans, is the bat bug strain of bed bug. So you've got bat bugs and bed bugs are almost identical. In fact, if you do a search on Google and you say bat bug, bed bug, let me see, bat bug versus bed bug. There it is. See, this is the picture that I like to use because it. Let me hide my. Well, let's just do this. I think I can just do this. There we go. Well. All right. Let's do this. And let's do this. There we go. Well, now you see how I kind of line things up. Anyway, I'll do this. All right, so you see how they look so similar? They're almost identical to each other. They're very, very, very similar to each other. And so that's why they believe that the bat bug, which is here, that bug, actually came to live with humans because they just preferred when the bats, people live in caves still. There are areas of the world where people actually live in caves still to this day. And so bats live in caves, and so the bat bugs that are parasites to bats, they end up spreading to humans. They start to get a liking for human blood, and then they start just traveling with humans, and that's where they believe that bed bugs actually came from. And so when you have bats living in your attic, you don't want the things living in your house because they bring bed bugs, like what you see there. So that's why you don't want them in your house. So I put my video back here like I like it. There we go. Anyway. Crossfire kills bat bugs too, by the way. It's actually labeled to use against different species of bed bug. I used Crossfire about 3 weeks ago, and I am getting bit still. Is that normal? Yes. So I actually went through the timeline. I'll go through it one more time here. So I drew this earlier for people that were watching. And so let me explain to you what this means. So when you treat with Crossfire right here, this is the original Crossfire treatment. There's bed bugs that lay eggs. All right. That bed bug dies when you spray Crossfire because it's alive. All right. The eggs are hidden away, tucked away somewhere that the spray can't get to them. But in 10 days, right here, they hatch. And then in 20 days, right here, these bugs that were laid, almost 3 weeks ago, they come out to get a bite. And then when they do, they die. But the problem is the Crossfire is at its strongest concentration when it's applied, and it kills the bugs the quickest right here at this point. It's still going to kill them over here at this spot. It's still going to kill them here. But the problem is that it's taking them longer to die here because the chemical's not as strong. They will still die, so be patient. And if you get to right here at the 30-day mark and you're still getting bit, that's when I would probably reapply the Crossfire and do a second treatment. You might not have got them all. So that's what I recommend. Crossfire works up 30 days. Another week you treat again if you feel you need to. Yeah, that's what I agree. Hey, Ashley. Do you feel Crossfire kills other things? Oh, yeah, Crossfire does kill other things, but it's not labeled for other things, and it's a waste of money to use it on other things, but I just use it on bed bugs. I need to rid my house of random flying ants. Okay. Alpine works good on ants. That's what I use for ants. Let's see here. If you go to Amazon page, which I'll copy, I'll paste the link for you. It's in the description as well. And scroll down to ant control. And there's ant control stuff right there. There's a Alpine right there. So, there you go. Starting to yawn. There's my YouTube channel. So I wanted to show you, if you go to YouTube and you search ANT, there's how to get rid of ants right there. So let me see. Can I? Yeah. You got to. What does this do? No, not that. Let's just go there. And let's share. And let's copy. And post that too. And there's my ant video. There you go. So now you got both of them. How's it going? Recently got bed bugs again. How do I use Crossfire for my living room and bedroom? That's on that other video I posted earlier. If you search bed bug, and this only search, so you need, when you're searching YouTube, if you go to my channel, which is youtube.com/greenacrespc, you go to my channel, all right? Don't search up here. This search bar right here, this is not the correct search bar. See, if you search up here and you just search bed bug, there, it's going to bring you all kinds of bed bug videos. See, I mean, there I am. That's the video right there I was just trying to show you. But see, these are all kinds of bed bug videos here on YouTube. That's going to search everybody's video. But if you want to find mine, I've got over 400 videos. So it's easier to search the channel here. And then it brings up all of the ones on my specific channel. And you scroll down. And there's the video I just showed you. And you want to go there. Which, like I said, I already posted all this stuff earlier. I'll go ahead and post it one more time for you. But this actually shows you how to treat a house, couch and everything, beds, everything, on how to treat them. How's it going? Recently got bed bugs again. Okay, I read that. Is it safe for dogs? Don't treat your dogs with it. You know, treat the house. So what I recommend for ants. So the way that you kill ants, is you have to do a crack and crevice treatment. You treat in the cracks around the baseboards, crown molding. Take everything out of your cabinets even. If you've got ants getting in your cabinet, you want to remove everything out of the cabinets. You want to treat the cracks and crevices around where the cabinet's actually attached to the wall. And just be really thorough. Make sure you treat every crack because the ants crawl out of the cracks. And then if you're really worried that your dog might go around and lick up the chemical or something like that, then you need to be out of the house for 2-3 hours after it's done. The label will even say that. It'll say to keep everyone, people and pets out of a room until the chemicals dry. I don't believe it's going to harm your dog. It's a very safe pesticide. I use it because of its safeness to use around pets and people and, So, oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. What in the world? What in the world? Look at that. Oh, man. No, not that. Hold on. Where did it go? Where did it go? Look at that. That's the screen grab they decided to grab right now. I'm sorry. I can't help it. That's like, wow. That's hilarious. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. The things I get advertise myself, they make myself look like that. That's awful. Anyway. I have learned a lot since I watched your YouTube. Thank you. Use Smile, Amazon. What's the name of your ebook? Oh, my ebook. I've got an ebook. It is on my Amazon page, actually. I have it posted there. If you go to Bedbug Supplies and scroll down right here, it's Troublesome Pest Solutions, Volume 1. That's my ebook. And that's Kindle. You get Kindle Unlimited there. Can't talk. Kindle Unlimited. So you can get it there. You get paperback too, but I recommend Kindle. Kindle's got links. All of the links and everything to my so that's my book. And it's a 99¢. It's just 99¢. I don't charge. Maybe I should charge more to build value or whatever. But I don't do that. I think information should be free. So but that's my book. What about Nuvan strips? Don't use Nuvan strips. Sorry, another question. When I retreat, should I wash everything again, like my clothes? No, you don't need to do that. Aren't the titles listed in the description? Are they? The titles for what? My books? Maybe. Let me see. I don't know. Maybe it is. Let me see. If I go to my live, And then we scroll down. Newest book, older book. I've got both of them listed here. I don't have the titles though. I just have my newest book. That book I wrote several years ago. I don't even know when did I publish this? I don't even know. It says publication was December 1st, 2019. So, but no, I don't have the description. I don't have the titles in the description. I give these away for free all the time. All the time. I mean, if I go, I could do it. I don't know if I've got the link on here or not. I think I could. Let me see. Amazon. Let me see. Amazon. I don't know what it's called now. It's been so long since I logged into that. I actually am working on I have a course, and that's one thing I don't talk about hardly ever, but it's pretty cheap. Let me show you that. So if you scroll here and you go, it's the very first link in the description below. Well, the second link in the description below. If you click the Udemy course page, it'll take you to my How to Eliminate Bedbugs Like a Pro course. It's $15. And it is 36 minutes on-demand video. You get unlimited access whenever you want. And it shows how to get rid of bedbugs. If you actually, you can click... You could preview this course here, and it shows you, that's me. And then it's got living room, how to inspect a living room, bedbug inspection, miscellaneous areas to treat inside, baseboard, windows, doors, crown molding, vehicle prep, how to prep your vehicle for bedbug treatment. And this is just the samples, what I've allowed people to get for free. But, I mean, the bedroom inspection's like 9 minutes long. I mean, it's a lot. I show exactly how to go through and check your bed for bed bugs, where to look, where on the bed frame, where on the headboard, where on the mattress, where on the seams of the mattress. Everything is there. And this is all free. You just go. This is free. And, you know, all this stuff is free. And then when you go in, and you can actually see lots of other videos too on there on how to get rid of bed bugs. And so that's something that I do give. And there's a test at the end to make sure you actually paid attention to what I showed you, and that you can take at the very end. But it's got 32 ratings. I really probably need to log in and talk to some people, but it's 4.4 stars. That's not too bad. But, you know, there's very few bed bug courses online that you can actually get at this price. I think this is pretty cheap. So, if you've never used Udemy, it's like, that's like their introductory. Like, they give you like a cheap rate if you start up. And if this is your first course and the only one you've ever had, that's all you're going to pay. You're only going to pay $15 for it. And you can even find like promos and stuff on there too and get it even cheaper than that. So, how long do bird mites live with humans without treatment? They can live up to 9 months. It depends on the type of mite. If they are poultry mites, it's about 9 months. Mites don't go dormant. Have you ever seen a manila-like larva? I have them, not worms. Sounds like carpet beetle larva. Australia, I've experienced a huge problem personally with a parasite pest that is literally destroying my life. That sucks. See, this is one of the things about being on YouTube. I get a lot of questions on YouTube from other countries. I've had people contact me. Well, now Australia, I can add that to the list. I had a lady call me from New Zealand one time. This is when I first started YouTube. I had less than 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and now I've got like almost 22,000. And she called me in the middle of the night one night. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and she was talking to me about bug problems that she was having in New Zealand. And of course, here it's 3 a.m. There, it's not. You know, they got the sun is there when it's not here, and so she was like, "I'm so sorry. I wasn't even thinking about what time it was there." And I was like, "That's okay. What'd you want?" And I talked to her for like an hour. And about her bug problem or situation in New Zealand. But it's like, because bugs are so different. You know, I mean, Australia, they've got some of the most lethal bugs in the world live in Australia. We don't have that stuff here. So there's so many different things in Australia that we don't have in Virginia or even North America at all. It's kind of hard for me to explain how to get rid of certain bugs in Australia. Speaking of carpet beetles, where do they come from? They come from outside. Carpet beetles are attracted to dust. They're attracted to animal carcasses. If you have ever had problems with mice or rats, and one were to die in the wall, the hide will actually attract them. If you're a hunter and you save like you've got heads mounted, if they weren't properly taxidermied to where the hides were actually tanned properly, then the carpet beetles will actually get into those. I have found them in antlers and stuff where they'll eat them. They like to eat, like I said, animal furs and linens, wool, and stuff like that. So think about it like a beetle that eats things like a moth would. Moths get into clothing and stuff too, natural fibers. Beetles, the carpet beetle larva. Now the beetle itself doesn't really feed on the clothing, but the larva itself does, like a maggot. It crawls through and eats clothing. Thanks for your help. I've been watching to help with fleas. Yes, fleas are easy. Fleas are not hard. The worst part about fleas is, with fleas, I can use that same chart actually. So with fleas, let's say you treat with Alpine. So Alpine's what I recommend for fleas. So let's see, Alpine. WSG. Okay, that's treated here at day 1. All right, the problem with fleas is they can stay in their cocoon phase for up to 3 weeks, which is right here at that spot. So the issue with fleas is that not actually at the 21-day mark, but usually somewhere in here, like around day 10, 11, 12, somewhere right in here, all the fleas should have hatched by then, and they would all have died by the 3-week period. And so you can get bit all the way in this whole time frame. And so when you treat, like as an exterminator, when I go into a house and I treat for fleas, people call, usually within a few days, because the eggs hatch and the cocoons start hatching, and the adult flea comes out and starts biting people. And so they're like, look, you were just here and the fleas are still biting me. And I have to explain to them, I'm like, no, it takes a while. The chemical will still kill the fleas. I mean, do you want me to come and spray more chemical on top of chemical? It's still active. It's still working. It's not going to make it any better or any worse. It takes time. And so all the fleas have to hatch during that period. So if you treat on day 1 for fleas, expect 3 weeks to deal with them until they all die off. And then they'll all be dead by then. If you still have fleas after day 21, at 3 weeks, day 21, if you have fleas on this day at day 22, you need to retreat. You need to retreat and treat as much of the floor as you possibly can. You need to lift bath mats, treat under bath mats. You need to treat, take cushions off the couch, treat down inside the cushion, put the couch back, cushions back. Treat everything, treat under the bed. Take stuff out from under the bed, put it on top of the bed, treat the floor under the bed. Fleas migrate through the house. They don't need an animal to move through the house. They will absolutely migrate through the house on their own. They will go under doors. They will go in closets. You want to try to pick as much stuff up off the floor as you possibly can to be effective eliminating fleas with just one shot. So if you have to retreat for fleas, it's typically because you didn't get up enough stuff off the floor. That the stuff has to be up off the floor and you need to treat the floor. If you have throw rugs down, roll them up, treat underneath the throw rug, roll it back out on top of the treated surface, and then treat the top of the throw rug as well. So like a sandwich, you need to treat inside there and on top. Australia has invasive mud wasps making homes in airplane pilot tube and caused crashes, incidents, invasive toads, rabbits, more. Oh, yeah. Australia has some crazy stuff. I'm glad I don't live in Australia. I would love to visit Australia. That's another place I'd like to visit. Australia. I'd like to visit China. I'd like to visit Japan. I'd like to visit Taiwan. I'd like to visit India, the Maldives. I'd love to visit the Maldives. There's lots of places I'd like to visit in the world that I have yet to been to. But I work all the time. Maybe one day when I retire, I'll get to see the world. So. When I first started YouTube streaming, I would sit here and I would ask, are there any questions? Does anybody have any questions? I would love to answer a question. And I may have 2 or 3 people in here. Now, I've got 21 viewers and can hardly keep up with the chat. Why do you think bed bugs are so difficult? Is it because, as you said, they hide and lay their eggs? Yes. So one of the reasons bed bugs are so difficult is because people continue to bring them into their house. This is the reason. I believe this is the number one reason, is that people continue to bring them into their house. So let me open another paint because I want to leave this timeline just in case. So the problem is, let me show you. So let's say this is your house. Let's see. Where's my point? Okay. Let's get this one. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. So you are here. And this is like a Dr. Seuss house, I guess. You live in a Dr. Seuss house. Okay. So there's your house. You live here. You have bed bugs. Let's say you drive a car. All right, there's your car. Cool car. Looks like a Tesla. All right, you drive a Tesla. Okay, so the car's plugged in. There we go. Now, you have bed bugs, but you don't realize you have bed bugs. So, because they're not bad yet. They're not really bad. You have very mild infestation. You haven't even noticed maybe even bites. You might have had 1 bite, 2 bites, but not enough to really make you think that, hey, I might have bed bugs. So, you have eggs on your shoes. You take the shoes into your car because you got to go to work. So then you take your car and you go to work. All right, now you're at work. All right, let's say you work in a big building like this, maybe like I don't know, Homer Simpson power plant. Let's do like a power plant like that. There you go. All right, you work here. Okay, now you got an office job. You go in here, you infest bed bugs here. Okay, there's work. Now you possibly have taken bed bugs to work. Okay? Then you realize, oh crap, I got bed bugs. You kill them in your house. They're done. They're gone. But you don't treat your car. You maybe infested your workspace. Maybe not. Probably not. Most likely they're just in the car. You should treat your car. When you treat your house, treat your car. Let's say your kids ride the school bus. They have a school bus. All right? This is a school bus. As you can tell, Miss Frizzle would totally ride that. All right, there's a school bus. And it's going to the school over here. All right, SCHOOL. All right, there's your school. So the kids bringing bed bugs in from the school bus. That's how you got them. That's how you got bed bugs. You got bed bugs because someone else's child rode the school bus and brought bed bugs and infested the school bus. All right? Your kid rode the bus and brought bed bugs home. You thought you might have brought bed bugs home from work, but it was your child that brought them from the bus. Okay? Now, you don't realize that. Kill the bed bugs in your house, they're gone. They've been dead maybe 2 months. You get bed bugs again. Still school year. Kids still bringing the bed bugs in from the bus. You don't realize that's where they're from. So now you're driving yourself crazy trying to figure out where the heck did the bed bugs come from? Well, they're coming from this right here. All right, the school and the school bus. Back and forth. This is really common. Your neighborhood, your child, is not the only person that rides that bus. There are hundreds of children that ride that bus. They might not even be on the same route. Here, they use the same buses to bus from. What happens is the bus comes, picks up elementary school kids, middle school kids, high school kids, takes them to all 3 different schools. You may be dealing with a bed bug infestation that's from a different area of your city that's coming on the same bus that your children rides on that came from a different part of town because somebody else's child rode on it to get to high school or to get to middle school or whatever. Let's say you got a 3rd grader and he's brought him home, but you got a 10th grader that's riding that bus to get back and forth to high school. That's the thing. You can get them from the school bus. It's very, very common to get them from the school bus. So that's what I'm saying. If you think you're reinfesting your house, you may not. You should treat your house. One, let's do this one. Treat your house. Treat your car. Okay? Drive your kids to school. Don't use a school bus. School bus is a bad idea. School bus is very common to bring bed bugs home on a school bus. Don't use the car. Don't use a school bus. Just take your kids to school. If you can carpool with somebody and let somebody else take your kids, do that. But don't use a school bus. The school bus is not a good idea. They're very common places for bed bugs. Public transit is a really common place for bed bugs. Carpooling. You can get them from a friend or family member. I actually had a guy one time who was in his truck. He was taking his friend back and forth to work. They worked in construction, and so they would carpool to work. And his friend had bed bugs. He infested his truck with bed bugs. The man brought the bed bugs into his house. So from his friend to his truck to his house. And all he was doing was trying to be nice, take his friend to work, give him a ride to work, and that's how he ended up infesting his own house with bed bugs. So these are different ways you can actually get bed bugs into your house. If it's not just hotels anymore, the most common way that people used to bring bed bugs into their home were from hotels. Now it's friends and family and places you frequent. I had a lady that had them. I did out in Williamsburg, Virginia. She brought them in from a local movie theater. So you can bring them literally from anywhere. So what if you got them from work? Should you quit? So I actually did do a video on work. So if you got them from work, let's say you get them from your actual place of work. Let's say you don't work in an office or a factory. Let's say you work as a home in-care person. And you're taking care of an elderly lady. Maybe she has Alzheimer's. Maybe she's invalid. Maybe she can't take care of herself. So you're there to help with the family take care of this person. And they have bed bugs. Well, you can't just quit your job. It's the way you feed your family. So what you do is you preventatively treat your stuff. You treat your house. You treat your car. You treat these things anyway, even if you don't have bed bugs here. Because if you were to bring bed bugs from here to here, they will die when they get here because there's a residual there to kill them. And you don't have to use Crossfire. You can use Alpine as a preventative pesticide. And if you end up getting bed bugs, then use Crossfire. But most of the time, in fact, every single time I've ever done a customer's house as preventative, just regular preventative pest control for ants and cockroaches, silverfish, stuff like that, the bed bugs come in, they don't live, they die before they get infested. And so it helps a lot with that problem. Now with fleas are a little different. If you're getting fleas from your employer, that's something you need to take up with your employer. You need to say, hey, look, you're putting fleas in my house, or you've infested my car with fleas, or I took your dog to the vet and now I have fleas. You need to take that up with them and you need to explain to them that this is a serious problem that now you're having to deal with, and are they willing to pay for these treatments, because it's not cheap to deal with bugs. Alpine is cheaper than Crossfire. Alpine by volume, because you figure if you buy the whole canister, if you buy a whole canister, 500 grams of Alpine, that's $170. Okay, one bottle of Crossfire is between 30 and 50 bucks for a bottle of Crossfire for 1 gallon. 500 grams. The max labeled use of Alpine, depending on what you're trying to kill, is from 10 grams to 30 grams. So you're getting a lot more chemical for your money if you buy Alpine. And Alpine is a good preventative pesticide. It's a very good preventative pesticide. Outside heat of 80 degrees causes an inside temperature of 113 degrees inside a car. Is it still necessary to treat cars during this time of year? Yes. Actually, you can get your car above 113 degrees if you park in direct sunlight. Direct sunlight can get your car up to 125 to 130 degrees, depending on where you park it. If you park it in a Walmart parking lot with no shade, you can absolutely kill bed bugs in the car, but 113 degrees is not hot enough to kill bed bugs. It has to be plus 125 to kill eggs, 118 to kill live adults. I still don't know what I have. Mice or bird bugs. I have treated purses now. Car ×2, steam shoes. Thanks for the information. When or if you take a vacation, do you check for bed bugs? Yes, I do. Do you have a travel kit? No, I don't. Once you set your bags down, is it too late? Nope, it's not. I treat my luggage. That's what I do. I treat my luggage. My luggage is treated with Crossfire. It's legal to treat your luggage. I don't treat the inside. I leave it zipped. I treat... Let me show you. You sit right here. Hold on. I'm going to show you something. All right. Oh. So, this is one of my luggage bags. I'll show it to you because my wife got it engraved with "Don't let the bed bugs bite." All right. This is one of the bags. Now, this is like a duffel. This isn't really like a suitcase, but my suitcases aren't here right now. I can't get them. They're a lot harder to get to. But this is my common bag. This is what I throw in the car when I just make like a day trip, 2 or 3 days. This is what I use. All right. So I treat the outside of this bag. All right. It's just a regular duffel bag. Okay. That's all. That's all you have to do. You just treat the bag, treat the bottom. You know, so if you sit it on the carpet like that, you sit it on the floor, it's treated. So even if you pick up an egg or a bed bug or something like that, it's going to die if it touches the outside of the bag. And so just treat that. You can treat that. It's legal. It's legal. It's not against label to treat your luggage. In fact, the label of Crossfire recommends you treat your luggage, especially if you're someone that travels a lot. Like if you are a lawyer or a CPA or someone that does like accounting or auditing. You know, say you're an auditor and you travel all over the state, maybe even outside of the state, you need to be able to use hotels. You need to be able to travel. Sometimes your business is only going to allow to pay for, so much. And so they'll say, like, we're going to pay for you to stay in a Super 8. And that's what we use. That's what we pay for. So you have to stay in a Super 8 motel. And they're cheaper hotels and you might run into bed bugs. So treat your luggage. That way you don't have to worry about bringing them home. Pillar says, oh my God, just started looking for bed bug protection for my Airbnb. You need to do general pest control on your Airbnb. That's what you need to do. It's important to treat your Airbnb. It's cheaper to do preventative pest control for your Airbnb. You just need to do it. It's a lot cheaper to do that. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg when someone comes and brings bed bugs into your property. You need to treat your property. This is your house. Take care of your house. It's your investment. You don't want people to sue you because they get bed bugs. That's something you definitely don't want to have happen. So, and that was actually a comment that came from TikTok. In fact, my wife just commented on TikTok because she's so sweet. I think she wants me to get off of here because I've been here for 2 hours. And I just will let myself ramble on and on and on and talk about bugs all night long. I'm very passionate about what I do. I love what I do. I like to help you guys, but I'm going to have to go to bed and we'll have to hold off until next week. So, it comes time for the poll of the week. What are we going to ask? What are we going to do next week? So, 3 weeks in a row, the poll has been for bed bug video. So I'm going to make, let me go to my channel. So this is what I do. I'll show you. Let's show you here. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to show you what I do. So let's go to Community tab. We're going to caption. Alright? Now, what video content would you like to see me talk about? Question mark. So, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes. What else? So mosquitoes is one thing that I actually was asked last week that I never did do because bed bugs were asked instead. And so I did a bed bugs. Let's see bed bugs. Let's skip bed bugs. Add another option. Silverfish. Give me some options, people. What would you like to see a video about? Would anybody got any ideas? I got 2 more options. You can have up to 5 options, and that's the most you can have for a poll on YouTube. So is there anything anybody would like a video about that they see come up Tuesday? Because Tuesdays are when I do my live video, I upload videos. Lantern flies. I could do lantern flies. I don't think I spelled lantern right. There we go. I'm a horrible speller. And spiders again. Fruit fly trap. I have a fruit fly trap. I already have one of those. Spiders. Spiders wins. Alright. Go vote. Go to the community tab. I'm going to post it in the link below. Here we go. Post it right there. Go vote. I will see you next week. Hope everybody's having a good time. And I'll make a video on termites too. It's time to do one of those. Y'all have a good one. And I appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.